Con 1 brings us the tail of the tape. Lance Palmer, 35 years of age. Sheymon Moraes, 31. Moraes is also 2 inches taller. Both men weighed in at the featherweight limit. 3-inch reach advantage on the arms for Sheymon Moraes. Their legs are identical. Lillian, to you.
The PFL is the only MMA league to have a regular season, playoffs, and a championship. And now we take you back to the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a striker. Standing at 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He officially weighs in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. In 19 professional fights, he has a record of 14 victories and 5 defeats, with 7 wins coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Niterói, Brazil, here is Sheymon Moraes. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, he is a wrestler. Standing at 5 feet, 6 inches tall, he weighs in officially 145 and 3/4 pounds. In 28 professional fights, this veteran has a record of 22 victories and 6 defeats. Fighting out of Columbus, Ohio, here is your 2-time PFL Featherweight World Champion, Lance "The Party" Palmer. Your referee in charge, Brent McKeon.
Brett McKeon to oversee the action. Lance Palmer in the green trunks. Sheymon Moraes in the black and gray.
All right, fighter, first round. Are you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
Touch of the gloves. Palmer in the southpaw stance. Sheymon Moraes breaks the seal with an attempted jab.
He's coming into this fight very, very confident. Wanted to face a high-level wrestler, certainly gets one in 4-time All-American Lance Palmer. And Lance is gonna need some kind of finish here in round 1. See how he comes up. There's that big left hand.
In for the takedown on it. And Randy, that answers the question I was going to ask you. When you need a big finish and you work so hard on your wrestling base, look at this, Lance Palmer right to the mount, tried to take the back of Sheymon Moraes. Now he's riding this bull, floats over the top and secures himself a spot in the half guard.
Nice tenacious takedown by Lance Palmer. The question is, does he have the submission skills to get a finish in the first round by taking this to the ground? We certainly know his ground and pound is on point. Can he get posture? Can he get a dominant position and really land some significant striking from this top position?
He's been working a lot on his jiu-jitsu for the last couple years, working with Dante Leon, one of the best submission wrestlers in the country right now.
Moraes trying to stay active on the ground, see if he can snake his left leg in between himself and Lance Palmer, create a frame and some space.
Nice job by Lance clearing the legs. Sheymon trying to bridge, trying to shrimp out, trying to escape those hips. Lance doing a good job with head control. See if he advances his position here. Lance loves that arm triangle, that katagatame. Now has full control from the side position. Sheymon staying very calm so far. He's trying to turn and face and get that right underhook.
Stay busy here, guys.
Palmer's got the near side underhook, but Moraes, for a moment there, was able to secure himself the far side. Nice work by Lance Palmer to advance position. Climbs into this full mount.
Watch for Lance to try to posture up and rain down blows here. He's trying to do it. Sheymon trying to keep him down.
Hip escape by Sheymon Moraes.
Palmer continues to float. For more on this featherweight contest, we send it over to Brett Okamoto.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I'm actually in Lance Palmer's corner, and they are very happy, obviously, with the way the fight is going. And that goes along with what Lance told us this week. You know, of course, he wants to make the playoffs. Everybody wants to make the playoffs. But Lance Palmer also just wants to get back to being Lance Palmer. He hasn't looked like himself in his last 3 fights. He says a win here is most important. He wants to fight smart. He wants to just get back to his old ways. And so far, guys, we're only half a round in, but so far, so good, guys.
got that far side wrist ride, the old Dagestani handcuff, as it's become known in the sport. And you heard, Randy, Brett alluding to Lance Palmer's last 3 fights. He's lost 3 in a row, first time in his career, as he rains down punishment from the top. Before that, it was 11 straight that he had won.
Yeah, and it makes you ask the question, and I think that's the question Lance asked himself. What's changed? I'm doing all the physical things I know how to do to win fights, and I'm not getting the victories. He did a very, very smart thing. He added a sports psychologist as a layer to his camp. He's trying to figure out what's going on in his head and be able to pull the trigger. And I swear that's one of the advantages I felt I had, because I had access to a sports psychologist on the national team in wrestling.
It makes a huge difference, and right now he just looks tuned in. This is the best we've seen him in a couple of years now, guys. Sheymon, though, showing excellent defense, defending himself really well, stopping a lot of this major damage when Lance is trying to posture up. He's escaped some really difficult positions here. There he is working that left underhook, trying to get back to his feet now. Lance, though, with excellent head positioning. That's what's pinning the shoulders of Sheymon Moraes so far.
Moraes able to get his left leg in between them. Now he's able to close the guard. Goes right back to work opening it, though. So look through the ghost cam at the featherweight action. Lance Palmer, the 2-time champion, on top, looking to regain previous form. Nice left hand over the guard of Sheymon Moraes. Final 10 seconds of round number 1. Lance Palmer on top. It looks like that's where we will finish. Round 2 is next. Round 2 of this featherweight affair. Lance Palmer winning emphatically on FPR. Comes in behind the left hand to the takedown again. Sheymon Moraes trying to get some elevation and get himself back to his feet. We'll see if Palmer can settle into a real control position here.
Yeah, the sense of urgency for me is really the difference from, in Palmer's game here. He's pursuing the takedown. He's setting it up beautifully. The timing, the focus. Lance is on point tonight.
Absolutely brought his A game. Definitely straightened some things out. He's gone back to what he does very best, which is make guys wrestle him.
And the playoff picture may very well be outside of the grasp of Lance Palmer. But he could keep Sheymon Moraes out of the playoffs, and of course, he could get himself off the schneid. Bubba Jenkins still to come tonight. Getting ready, loosening up. He looks great in his last bout.
Looks like Lance may have a cut on the outside of that right eye.
Palmer heavy on top here, trying to pull the hips of Sheymon Moraes away from the barrier. Moraes, great job negating that, gets himself back to the fence. Left arm hanging heavy on the head of Palmer. Great work by Sheymon Moraes to get back to his feet.
Yeah, there are those strikes from the clinch, Sean.
See the blood trickling from that aforementioned cut on Lance Palmer. This is where Sheymon Moraes wants to be. Palmer pawing at the blood. Another left hand.
Lance starting to slow down a little bit here.
He spent a lot of energy on those takedowns and securing him, and good on Sheymon Moraes for not conceding any position.
Beautiful inside leg kick there by Moraes. That will help to slow down Palmer.
One bodies, two bodies.
There's the red corner of Lance Palmer.
Run him, Lance! Hey, you gotta plan him, Lance! Push him forward, put him forward.
Left hand landed there. Lance Palmer's overhand left has found its home several times. And you can see the former Division I All-American taking some deep breaths here halfway through round number 2.
Yeah, that patience and composure now paying off for Moraes, who's now really trying to wail away at that lead leg of Palmer.
Nice right hand. Oh, head kick. Palmer appears to be slightly wobbled here. He has never been knocked out in 28 pro fights. And that's one big reason why. Gets into a little trouble and wrestles his way out of it for now.
Moraes still has plenty of energy though here, guys. Palmer follows up with a nice double leg though.
Tenacious wrestling on display by Lance Palmer, an amazing defense, not conceding a single position. Sheymon Moraes doing his best to make it as difficult as he can, getting back to his feet.
Palmer goes back to work on the thigh of Sheymon Moraes with a couple of knees. Once again, the Brazilian to his feet.
Palmer really spent a lot of energy in that first round, guys, looking for that first round finish, wasn't able to get it. And now Moraes kind of taking advantage of that.
Moraes appears to have snuck his way all the way out behind Lance Palmer. That stop sign left arm, the only thing holding him against the cage at this point.
Always such an interesting battle when you see the Muay Thai clinch versus the wrestling clinch here. Palmer hitting another takedown here.
Ian Parker liked the live dog Moraes in this fight. What do you think now, Ian?
Right now at plus 340, I would possibly jump on that. Lance Palmer seems to be getting tired. Those leg kicks, those body kicks might pay off for Moraes. If he can keep this fight standing, he might be able to get the finish.
Thanks, Ian. Sheymon Moraes getting back to his feet yet again. Lance Palmer hanging heavy on the hips. As time comes to a close, we will see round 3 next. Lance Palmer in the green trunks, Sheymon Moraes in the gray. A finish in any round, including this third, will secure Sheymon Moraes a playoff spot. The results of this fight still very much up in the air. FPR favors Sheymon Moraes in round number 2. Good left hand again for Lance Palmer. And another. One more time shooting for this takedown. Lance Palmer pressing Sheymon Moraes against the cage. We've seen a lot of the fight take place right here.
Nice job by Sheymon to get that left underhook to try and pull Lance up, back up above his hips, and pull him out of that takedown. Lance changing off to the high single now. Let's see if he can walk his hips in and pull Sheymon off his feet.
Palmer releases the leg, goes to the underhook with his left arm. Sheymon Moraes sends a couple of knees north.
Now Moraes now in a better position, getting that head lower than the chin of Palmer. Able to break away now.
Nice movement by Lance Palmer on the break to avoid the striking of Sheymon Moraes.
Sheymon Moraes looks to be the fresher fighter at this point in the fight.
Good left hand there. That one landed for Lance Palmer yet again.
Yeah,
another takedown.
Ooh, beautiful double. Takes Sheymon right over his right leg.
Yeah, almost looked like he hurt his knee there. Kind of got trapped behind him. That's how powerful Palmer was there with that one.
Sheymon now trying to isolate the left arm of Lance Palmer.
Yeah, he's trying to get an angle, try to attack the shoulder with an omoplata, but Palmer now with good head position, now chipping away with some ground and pound. Moraes trying to do some of his own from his back.
Randy, what kind of advice are you giving from a corner to a fighter on his back throwing strikes like that?
I think he's got to get his legs back in this fight, start using those long levers to create some space and create a scramble. He's very, very good defensively. He's made Palmer work for every inch he gets here and takes back as many inches as he can. He's got to continue to do that. He can't concede the position and spend the rest of the round on his back.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Randy. Now he's doing a good job of fighting his way back to his feet there. He got to one knee. Palmer putting a lot of weight on him with that underhook, driving that shoulder into the armpit of Moraes, maybe forcing a back take here, but Moraes, excellent job getting his base, getting back to his feet.
Halfway through this third round, Brendan Loughnane is rooting aggressively for Lance Palmer right now, because if Palmer wins by decision, Loughnane will be in the playoffs. Big left hand again from Lance Palmer. If he follows it up with a right hook, this might be a completely different fight, because he's landed that left hand several times.
Excellent.
Here's another
level
takedown
change.
attempt.
Beautiful double leg off of that overhand left. That is textbook college wrestling presented in MMA.
Randy, did you ever throw a left hand and then a takedown attempt in college wrestling? That would
Matches
not
I wish I could have.
Inside of 2 minutes here. Time running out for Sheymon Moraes to mount some offense and make something happen. He's still very much in this fight, though, appearing to be very fresh.
Palmer just being the pit bull out there and literally forcing his will on his opponent.
Yeah, this is what wrestlers do so well here. Able to grind out these wins, use their heart. Now he's trying to transition to the back, maybe attack the neck of Moraes.
Got hooks in, it's got the neck.
Palmer on this, trying to get this short choke, squeezing the face of Sheymon Moraes for now. You do not want Lance Palmer on your back.
Lance has to be careful to not let Moraes turn towards him there, turn to his left. Palmer falling nicely.
If Palmer could secure a finish before this final bell, he is still in the playoff picture. He'd have to sit and sweat it out like some of these other featherweights, but very much alive. The two-time champion on the back of Sheymon Moraes.
He's got 30 seconds to do it. Moraes doing a good job trying to get back to his feet now.
Palmer's high.
He's riding high.
Be careful here, he's only got 1 acre in. He's very high.
Oh, solo stretch.
Oh, wow.
Palmer lets it go.
That saved a beautiful job there by Lance Palmer, extending that left leg of Moraes.
10
Like
seconds.
he's going for banana split there.
Yep. Puts a
Less
lot
than
of pressure.
10.
Puts a lot of pressure on the hamstring, potentially the knee there, but more importantly, saved the position. What a fight.
Lance Palmer finishes on the back of Sheymon Moraes. Randy and Kenny both agree with fighter performance rating, but it is the commission judges who have final say. Lillian has their decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the totals are 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27. All for your winner by unanimous decision, earning 3 points in the featherweight division, Lance Palmer!